from us guys who come from the township, people think once you become academic, you become boring. You no longer hoot. You don't know how to have fun. Like people think because you're an engineer, you're strict. All you think about is work, studying, and you forget about the fun part of life. Go to the hood. Let the young boys see you in your nice BMWs, in your nice Mercedes Benz, so that they can be motivated. Take good care of yourself, smell nice, wash, bath, dress nice, so that these guys know that, being a professional doesn't mean you need to be boring, always in your suits. Just wear your jeans, wear your shorts. Just go to the wood, wash your car there, motivate the kids. Because when they see you there looking nice, driving all that, they want to know where you get all your money from. Because they think that all the guys that drive nice cars, that are looking good, they are all thugs. They have a hustle. For you to be successful, you need to have a business, or you have to be a thug. There's no other way. For me, I'd say the quickest way to making money or to living comfortable is getting education. That's the best. That's the quickest and the more the guaranteed way of living a comfortable life. My name is Lucky, surname Malatji. I was born and raised in Soweto, Middlelands. Then I left Middlelands and went to Kagiso. So when someone asks me which hood I come from, I'd say Kagiso, because that's where I spent most of my years. So I did my primary school and my high school in Kagiso. Hey, I go by a lot of nicknames. So some call me Jaman because I love raga and reggae music. Yeah, but I'm in Facebook or social media. I'm known as Mukidos. I would identify myself as a family man. Love of my wife and kids. I enjoy spending time with them. A free person, I would say. He's a guy who's easy to talk to. Like making a lot of jokes. A career man. I'm a mechanical engineer by profession, and I work as a plant engineer or maintenance engineer in one of the refining companies. I don't think I knew when I was in high school that I was going to be a mechanical engineer. What I know is that at high school I was good at maths and science. And then and I was also a naughty boy, so one day I was called in the principal's office. So I thought I did something wrong, but the principal came to fetch me in class and told me that there are some guys who are looking to develop some of the bright students at school further. So they're gonna take us to a bridging course in Joburg. I think now it's called Vets Education Campus. That's where we did our bridging course. But when I was at Matric, I didn't know anything about a lot of careers. Where I live, where I come from in Kagiso, in my hood, there was a lot of policemen, doctors, and nurses. So there was no professionals, guys with higher education, guys who has degrees and stuff like that. But there was one guy who was my friend. He was also good at maths and science, and he was a class ahead of me. So when he finished his Matric, he went to it was called Technicon back then, now it's called University of Technology. He did mechanical engineering there. So he when he came back from holidays, he would tell me what's going on there, and I got interested and I asked more questions about that and what does it involve, what because I thought it was about making cars and planes and stuff like that, only to find out it's not only about cars and planes, it's more than that. So when I did my bridging course, that's when I learned a lot about a lot of careers, that there's metallurgists, there's actuarial scientists, but because of the background I had from my friend, I was already interested in mechanical engineering. That's how during the bridging course, a lot of companies would come to our school and offer us bursaries, or they would get forms from all the companies for bursaries, and we would apply. And then that's how I got a bursary from Sasol to apply to do mechanical engineering. After I received a bursary from Sasol, I enrolled at Wits University, the University of Witwatersrand, which is in Braamfontein. I studied mechanical engineering there. I started mechanical engineering in 2001 and I only graduated in 2008. I had challenges along the way, but I didn't give up. I made sure that I finished. So mechanical engineering courses includes you study subjects like maths, science, chemistry, aerodynamics, statics, a little bit of accounting, a little bit of law, a little bit of statistics. So it's a very broad degree, because then as a mechanical engineer you can work in different fields. Like when you graduate, some become designers, some become plant managers, some become statisticians. So yeah, so that's what we studied at Wits. My challenges when I got there, the first challenge was, apart from financial, because I had a bursary, that means I was covered financially. My first challenge was the language barrier. You know, it's difficult from guys like us who come from the hood, you know, who studied their entire life in the township where the standard of education is a bit low. Like when you get to varsity, they expect you to be as fast-paced as the other guys who come from better schools. So you get your modules or your courses, and you would be expected to complete certain tasks. And because I'm a guy from the hood, I didn't know how to get by when it comes to that, because I was expecting someone to tell me what to do. And at varsity you don't get told what to do. They give you your curriculum, your timetable, and you're supposed to submit. So the language was a problem because my English was not that good. So I think the first year when I failed first aid was basically, that was the main reason, because I would have questions in class. They would teach us something and I didn't understand what they were talking about, and I would questions, but I would be scared to ask the question because of the language barrier, because my English wasn't that good. I thought I would be laughed at. So I would, and also when you get to the university, you don't have a lot of friends. For me, for example, I was the only guy who studied mechanical engineering at Witwatersrand from the high school that I'm from. So I was alone there, and it was a bit difficult to, you know, make friends and ask friends about how to get by. I think a lot of people in my hood where I come from, they think I've made it, and because they see the cars that I'm driving, they see that I come in and come out, I always look nice, and they think it was an easy journey for me, but it was not. For me, getting my degree was a mission, because a normal degree takes 4 years, but I did it in 7 years. So yeah, like the reason I did it in 7 years, like I explained, first thing was the language barrier, where I had to overcome the English, because that dealt with my confidence as well. Once once I worked through my English, then the confidence came back and I started understanding better. But because of that, I failed a couple of courses in first year. Then after I failed those courses, my bursary was frozen. So when my bursary was frozen, then came the second challenge, which is finances, because without a bursary, my parents couldn't afford for me to continue with my studies. So I knew that the journey that I'm on was a great journey, and it had better benefits. So I didn't want to give up, because like when I look back where I came from, I knew that if I give up, then that means the cycle of poverty is gonna start again, and I was not gonna I was not about that life. So yeah, so in a way I would say poverty was my motivator to continue. So what I would do when my bursary was frozen is I would apply for TEFSA. We used to call it TEFSA, it's called NSFAS now. So I applied for NSFAS, and they funded the subject that I've passed, but I had to pay for the subjects that I failed from my own pocket. So the only way I would do that is, because I had a bursary, I would do vacation work. So when I did vacation work, I would get paid. So I never really enjoyed my vacation work money, because the money that I got paid for vacation work, I would cover the modules that I failed. So then I paid for that. I repeated the course and I passed. When I passed, then I did second year. In second year again, I had the same challenges where, like, there were some courses are difficult naturally, and like from my background, my education background, I failed another like 1 or 2. No, actually second year I didn't fail. My bursary was reinstated because I passed my first year and then I continued. But I failed 1 course in second year, and my bursary was not frozen, but I had to pay for that course. But like I covered through the cost. So that's how I did my 7 years. So I would fail 1 course in a year. Sometimes I would fail 2 courses. Then when you fail 1 course in second year, you get excluded because you failed twice. You advance, you're only allowed to fail once, I think. So some people, when they get excluded, they quit. They go to University of Technologies. Some, they just go back home. I didn't want to quit because I knew that I didn't want to be anything else but a mechanical engineer. So I would appeal my exclusion, and I would give these guys the reasons why I failed. Most of the time I would tell them that I'm the only guy in my hood who has this opportunity to go to varsity, and I really want to finish. So fortunately they would buy my story and they would take me back. And I would continue. So I got excluded twice and I appealed twice, and my appeal was successful twice. So that's how I took 7 years. So it was not really an easy journey. It was a very difficult journey, but I think perseverance and knowing what you want is what really motivated me, because I knew that if I didn't persevere and if I didn't graduate, it's either I was gonna get a low paying job, or I was gonna go back in the hood and continue with the cycle of poverty. So I didn't want that. I was a Sasol bursary holder. So after I graduated, I was fortunate to start my career at Sasol, where I worked as for 1 year 6 months. I was an engineer in training, where I would go around Sasol and learn what different Sasol departments do as a mechanical engineer. So we'd go spend time at the inspection, where we learn all different types of static inspections, like your non-destructive examination and stuff like that. And we would spend some time at SASTEC, where we'd learn about designs and calculations and Sasol specifications and stuff like that. But after 1 year 6 months, I was then placed at Sasol Solvents, where they make acrylic acids and butanol, which is chemicals. I don't know if people will know that, but I was then I started working there as a junior engineer, and I was basically more focused on small projects and modifications, and then also giving plant support. So some people who don't know what mechanical engineering is, they would ask, what is a small project? So a small project would be like, maybe if you have a chemical line that you wanna reroute and put it and put it somewhere so that you can expand, I would run with that project where I would reroute that line. Or if you wanna expand, or you wanna put an extra tank in your plant, then we would do those kind of project, but not extra tank is a big project, but so that's the idea. So I was in projects, and I would give mechanical background, like if your artisans or your technicians have engineering problems and they require engineering solution, like making a few calculations for them, like calculating your minimum wall thicknesses that's left in your pipe, or to check if they're using the right specification to do their pressure test. I would assist with that. So I spent like 3 years in Sasolburg at Sasol. Then because for career growth, because I wanted to learn more, then I took another 2 years in the same company, Sasol. I went to Secunda, where I work for mechanical engineering and governance, which is basically what I was doing at Sasolburg, but it was more it was a more technical role than small projects. There we would focus on renewals of pressure vessels mostly, and then we would give technicians and the plant support. So I continue in that role, but because Secunda was it was bigger than Sasolburg, so there I had more exposure. Then after 5 years in Sasol, I still wanted to grow, so I left Sasol and I went to work for SKF. SKF is a bearings company. They make bearings, fabricate, design, and sell bearings. So it's a Swedish company, but they have a branch in South Africa. So I work for their South African branch. In South Africa, where we didn't have a manufacturing company. So what we would do is we would sell or give people technical support when it comes to bearings and housings. So I worked there for 3 to 4 years at SKF. Then because as a person you want to continue growing. I enjoyed it there. It was a good experience, but I realized that I'm a maintenance guy. My passion is in maintenance. My current role is a plant engineer or maintenance engineer, if you'd like to call it. So I assist Sasol or Natref, which is a part of Sasol and Total. It's a petrochemical. It's a refinery. So I assist them with the day-to-day maintenance of equipment to ensure that we meet our production targets. My day-to-day role is condition monitoring, loading defects. If there's defects on equipment, you load the defects, and if those defects are easy to fix, then your artisans and your technicians will sort them out. But if it's a difficult defect on the equipment that requires technical knowledge or which is high level, then a mechanical engineer, the guy in my position, I'll be the guy who will be called to fix them. So normally on a day-to-day we would do a root cause analysis on that defect. We would come up with solutions to solve that defect, and we'll ensure that the same problem doesn't happen again. And also my role as a mechanical engineer is I would say supervisory or middle management role, because I sometimes assist our area manager with management of equipment, management of systems like your quality control plan, QCPs, like your maintenance strategies, like your safety plans. I assist my manager, and also I act on behalf of my managers as a manager for our technicians, our foremen, and our artisans. So a mechanical engineer is more like a middle manager who does a bit of technical work and a bit of management. As a maintenance engineer, you also responsible to run shutdowns. To some people who doesn't know what shutdowns is, it's like a total maintenance of your whole unit or the whole refinery sometimes, where they switch off all the equipment and you do your legal compliance requirements. Like the Department of Labor will tell you that maybe every after 36 months you must open your equipment, inspect it, and make sure it's still in good conditions. So as a mechanical engineer or a shutdown driver, because during shutdowns we become shutdown drivers, so it will be your responsibility to ensure that the shutdowns, from where you switch off the equipment and where the guys start opening equipment and looking at equipment, to where you close the equipment and say to a production personnel that the equipment is 100% correct, there's no defects, you can reuse it. So you run those activities. You make sure that those activities take place, that everything that's legal compliance is done, that if there was defects that you couldn't do in your normal run, you do them in the shutdown. And then you coordinate between your riggers, your scaffold buildings, your legging guys, to ensure that the shutdown runs smooth. And also you assist your area manager with your shutdown budgets to ensure that all that maintenance that's done during the shutdown is done within budget and is of high quality and within the time that you told your managers that you're gonna do that shutdown. In 5 years' time, I see myself as one of the maintenance managers around, whether it's still at Sasol or another company, whether Petrochemical or any firm that's in need of a maintenance manager. I see myself as that manager for them. So, like I was telling you guys previously, I've acquired GCC, which makes it easy for a person to be a manager if he wants to, especially maintenance manager. So if you check, all my plans are like the qualifications that I got, the experience that I'm having now, like being a maintenance engineer, is to go towards my goal, which is to become a maintenance manager at some point. Then 5 years from now, I see myself as that manager.